Hey, you guys, it's late. It's late. It's 9:40 Eastern. Just been one of those days. When I leave the house, like I did on Thanksgiving, it takes me a day or two to come back strength-wise, physically. It takes a lot out of me, so entertainment purposes only, you guys. Okay, gonna make this short and sweet. I'm not gonna do a bunch of other stuff tonight. I'm gonna Pampered Pets is Sunday at 6:30 p.m. But just before that, we have Healing Truth Tarot Sunday Live. Okay, and that is at 1 p.m. Eastern. And then Pampered Pets on Sunday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Okay, those are both on Zoom. If you need the link, email me. Healing Truth Tarot, all small caps, all one word, no special characters, at gmail.com, healingtruthtarot@gmail.com. Don't forget to visit Denise, send Denise an email so that you can, so that she can send you her link to her eBay page, Pretty and New Tarot Decks, okay? Also, please don't forget to visit our community member Nate's channel. His channel grew, what was it, 229 subscribers in the past 4 or 5 days. And I think that some of you guys had something to do with that. Thank you very much. So the link to Nate's channel is down in the description box. And this is a channel where he just kind of talks about his day. And sometimes we need to see that to help us stay present in our own lives. Instead of being, as I say, stuck down in that huge rabbit hole in the muck and the mire. Okay? Okay. My name's Shelley. Welcome to Healing Truth Tarot. You'll see my mug plenty tomorrow. Okay? Tomorrow is the day, actually, for our Healing Truth Tarot Live at 1 p.m. Eastern and our Pampered Pets Psychic Podcast, where we speak to your animals, whether they're sitting next to you or not. Okay, I'm going to use the Place Oracle. New deck. It's lovely. Okay, now somebody made a comment, and this isn't, I'm not angry or being judgmental, but somebody made a comment about, unless you're Native American or indigenous, that you're an immigrant. Well, guess what? There's no such thing as an immigrant. We're all sisters and brothers, so let's start acting like it. Okay, so next video, you get 2 videos tonight. So next video, and you have all day on Sunday to watch them, after you're done joining the lives. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Okay, anywho, what was I saying? We'll answer the questions that you guys posted in the comment sections in the next video. But right now we have 2 things that Spirit Team wants me, 2 things to read on and 1 thing I want to say. Okay, so we all know that the quote unquote, I call him fake president, allegedly entertainment purposes only. The fake president signed the paperwork to release the e-documents, right? Why did he do that? There's an angle. And this is what Spirit... Now, I don't know whose voice it was, because the Spirit Team often, even though it would be somebody else talking, it's like they don't want me to know who said it. So they want to keep me safe, okay? They don't want me saying stuff that's going to get me in trouble in any way, shape, or form. So... But somebody said, and were the exact words, and it was a male, it doesn't matter if I sign them or not, or if they get signed, excuse me. It doesn't matter if they get signed or not. They're not going to get that far with those files. That's why they were signed, okay? It's an angle. Okay, and so the 2 things we want to read on here, see what we pick up through the cards is, the question is, Rump starting that act of violence. It starts with a W. We call it the Big Bang, okay? Or the Big Pew Pew, whatever. And also, will the Rump Roast, let's say, estate, blow the whistle on the rest of the regime? Now, I'm already getting an answer, but I'm not telling you what the answer is. Let's pull the cards. Let's start with, is Rump Roast actually going to start a W or the A of the R? Oh, I should say this. You know, never mind. I'm going to say that for the questions. I'm going to save it for the questions because somebody asked something and I looked it up, and he doesn't get to do whatever he wants to internationally. Okay? Period, point blank. Let's just put it that way. So I'll answer a question that was asked and give you the information. I printed out the information on that answer to that question. So that'll be next video. Sorry. I'm all over the place right now. Listen, I've been watching Teresa Caputo all day, and please don't poke holes in my fun. She did this, or she's full of crap, or what. I don't want to hear it. Okay? I like her, and I don't think she's full of crap. And of course, she's from Long Island, so I kind of, you know, I'm not from Long Island or New York City, but I really dig her vibe. We seem to have similar vibes, so I was really enjoying myself. And, you know, I go through, and this is part of the energies. It's something that, that comes up for me consistently. See, now and I forgot what it is, what you call it. I had it before I started rolling this camera here. Imposter syndrome. I go through that a lot. God, Shelley, you're so full of crap. You're so full of crap, blah, blah, blah. And I understand that that's not really even me speaking. That's just replays of tapes in my head from, you know, the way that I was spoken to when I was growing up, right? So I understand that. And that sooner or later will break, but it's always darkest before the dawn, you know. Just before you have a breakthrough with stuff like that, something personal within yourself that you've been working on for forever, at some point it gets really, really bad. And then it just isn't really bad anymore because you're just done dealing with it. You know, if we're in enough pain physically, mentally, or emotionally, that's when we change. So, all right, let's see if Rump Roast is really going to start a big bang. Arena, competitive environments, sporting events, performance, stage. Well, we know it's all a performance. Doesn't mean he won't do it, though. So let's see what the cards say. It's all about staging a performance, redirecting the energy from the epiphiles. They're always trying to redirect the energy from something that they don't want other people to come to realizations about. That's their spiel. And everybody's catching on to that, by the way. Everyone's catching on to that. You guys, check my post section. Okay, if you click on Healing Truth Tarot under the video, there's a little line of, it'll say videos, shorts, posts. It's above all the other videos. Click on posts because there's this older gentleman and he's just giving it to him, and I don't know if that's really him he's giving it to, or somebody brought up, is that even Mark Rubio? Because it did kind of look funny to me. Kind of looked like he was the person that was supposed to be Rump Roast was kind of making the same head movements over and over with the exact same look on his face, and so it may have been AI, but I don't think that guy that was talking was AI. He didn't look like AI to me. AI to me in a video, it literally looks like copy and paste. Okay? And that's just how I process BS, I guess, visually, when it comes to the videos. That's how my spirit team talks to me, just like Miss Lisa, Stargirl. Okay? She processes spirit through her AI. Sky Girl, sorry. I'm sorry, Miss Lisa. Don't be mad at me. It's late. Okay. Anywho, so workspace, productive environment, creative zone. Yeah. Okay, still with the trying to create a diversion. Start a effing war if you have to. If you all heard that audio. Window, framed views, glass pour windowsill. If this is the trying to hide, that's what that says to me, trying to hide. But they can't. They can't hide. They're right out in the open. People are waking up big time. And of course, not as quickly as we'd like them to, because we know that the more people that get on the ascension train, the quicker we'll get where we want to be. But remember, the ascension train is not a competition. None of us are wrong for where we're at. None of us are behind. There is no such thing. There will be people who choose to stay behind, as in not get on the train. And at some point, we will not even interact with those people. That's what's happening right now. The world's a big place, 8 billion people, right? That's a lot of people to wake up. So, fuel station, refueling stop. Yeah, trying to catch their breath, trying to coming up with, thank you, Spirit Team, coming up with new ideas, trying to take a break, refuel, okay? Take a break, refuel, and think it through, and what other load of BS can we throw their way? Okay, Spirit Team, we're talking about Rump starting a big bang. Desert, arid landscapes, dunes and sands, endless horizons. Yeah, but there's a snake in the sand. Jim. Strength and endurance. They're really having to work at this, okay? They're really having to work at this. It's excuse me. It's not going to work for them. It just isn't. This Big Bang thing. Rendezvous point. So they are trying to gather forces. Okay, winding path, curving trail, twisting route, meandering passage. And this is why it's not going to work for them. They're gathering, and there might even be a strike here or there, but it's not going to amount to anything. Just like well, I'm not including myself in that mess. Where did they, the regime, was it Iraq or Iran? I forget. You guys remember? You guys remember for me, okay? and they sent a warning, and I don't even know if it was us. It might have been Israel. It doesn't matter because we're in cahoots with Israel anyway. They are. The regime is in cahoots with Israel. So either way, there was a warning put out, and that was the end of it. I think it was us. Okay, coffee house, coffee, tea. There's going to be an awful lot of whistleblowing, you guys. There already is. An awful lot of whistleblowing. Bench, rest and relaxation, pause and ponder. They really got to think on this because they have to think of the implications and the long-term effects of Big Bang with anyone. Doesn't matter who the country is. Birthplace of dreams, that's us. That's the United States. Bank. Financial institutions. Yeah, so apparently JP Morgan's not going to finance that ridiculous ballroom, and they're not going to finance a whole, they're not going to finance him anymore. This is the, I mean, only a couple things. I was watching Jennifer Lisa Vest, Dr. Vest, but I don't remember exactly what she said, but it was two different things that JP Morgan said, no, we're not financing that, because when it comes down to investigations that will happen, even JP Morgan know investigations are going to happen. When it comes down to those investigations, we're not interested in being part of that. Okay, it's a business move. They didn't just grow big hearts or something, okay? They're still greedy oligarchs. So let's not confuse the issue there, because they couldn't care less about other people. They don't want to be in the crossfire, okay, when the investigations really come into swing, okay? So that's the banks and institutions. They're not, I don't think that they're going to get the funding that they would really need to start a big bang. Then we have the laboratory. Yeah, still trying to come up with something, some new idea. So I'm not getting a full picture on this, but I'm getting a partial picture. It really has nothing to do with the Big Bang. You know, a lot of people do ask me about a pandemic. And I don't see a worldwide pandemic. I just don't see it. I see it spotty. And I think that's what I saw. This is months ago. It must have been 6 months ago. I saw the same thing. One begins and it's spotty, but somehow it's stopped. Like privately financed pharmaceuticals and research teams will stop it, is what I'm hearing. So that would be the next step, I think, after the W, the A, the R doesn't work, the Big Bang doesn't work. Another diversion. Okay, museum, artifacts, exhibits. Museums have old things in them. This stuff is getting old. And again, not just for us. It's getting old for other people who supported this regime. Lighthouse, guiding light, okay. Symbol of hope. No matter what you hear, use your gut instinct. Because you're not hearing the truth. Unless you hear it from an independent news source or a reader that you trust. Okay? So that's that. So I'm not going to pull any cards on the will he or will, you know, the regime blow the whistle on each other, because they're already doing that. Okay, Hog's Breath is being investigated for unaliving people who were minding their business, actually. Somebody mentioned prisoners of the Big Bang, and I was like, but they weren't. Spirit team says they had nothing to do with anything. And although on a soul level, on a spirit level, that's what they chose to experience in this lifetime, it doesn't make it right. Okay, just to clear that up. Doesn't make it right. All right, shoes guys, that's that. I'll see you in the next video. Much love, many blessings.